morning, ITA. My name is Camille Gix. I'm going to be taking over the Instagram story today from Santiago, Chile. I can't wait to show you all what living and teaching in Chile is like. As you can see, it's really dark. It's just a little after 6:30, but I'm currently walking to the metro. The first thing I do after I get ready is always head to the metro and get my day started. This is my co-teacher. We're on our way to the south of Santiago to teach in a school with a bunch of little kids, mostly first and second grade. Hello. We teach for a company called Beyond English. It's located in Santiago, Chile. We work both in private classrooms with corporate clients and private clients, and also we teach kids in vulnerable parts of Santiago, like we are today.
Yeah, first and second grade class in an area of Santiago called Contento, which is in the south, like we mentioned earlier. And it's awesome, we're here to
Today we are having the kids goal set it's just started the second semester, and so we are having them set goals for what they want to learn in English, and we're going to be teaching careers soon, so what they want to be when they grow up. Days a week I usually stop off in the office to get some work done, get some administration work done, and plan classes and eat lunch and all of that. And so now I'm on my way to my first of my corporate classes. So a little bit about the TEFL course that I took with ITA. I chose the online option because I was already living in Ecuador at the time, and I was teaching English, and then afterwards I moved to Chile in early February to start teaching here. I have made it to my first corporate class that I have in a bank building. I'm working with a group of A-level students first today, and then a group of C-level students afterwards in the bank, and these are my two corporate classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just had my last class of the day. It was with a C1 student, so those classes are always super fun. We just got to have a nice conversation and talk about some really interesting topics. And now I'm on my way to Jumbo, which is one of the major grocery stores in Santiago and all over Chile. It's got anything you could possibly imagine, and so I'm going to go grocery shopping and get some food. Welcome to Jumbo, an amazing Target-like store with food, clothes, and everything that you need in one place. Good evening from Santiago. I am back home now after a long day of work, and I've eaten dinner, and I'm planning some classes and getting some organization around the house going. So with my evening, I have been preparing a fruit salad for a brunch that I'm going to tomorrow with my coworkers. And just getting everything ready so that when the weekend comes I can relax and just have a good time. A few fun facts and perks about working in Chile is that we get a huge amount of holidays per year, and so next week we actually have a holiday, which is really exciting, so we'll have a day off and it's paid. We also get a mandatory 15 days of vacation per year. And so I also have gotten to take advantage of that and have a couple big trips planned for November. Okay, so I've had some requests to talk a little bit about my house and the cost of living. So warning ahead of time, I just moved to a new place, and so it's a little messy and in the process of moving, but I will explain. So as I mentioned, I just moved, but this is the room that I live in with my boyfriend, and we are living in a house with another couple. So this is the common area. There's a dining room, a pretty small kitchen, which is very typical in Chile, and then we've got a living room with a big TV and that sort of stuff. So in general, cost of living in Chile can be, depending on where you're from in the US, pretty comparable. I'm from Seattle, so it's a bit cheaper here than Seattle, but certain places will be more similarly priced. So for example, food, groceries cost me similar to what I was spending when I lived in Central California for university, but rent is much cheaper. In general, the majority of people I work with and I'm friends with live in situations like I am, where you're sharing a house or an apartment with other people, just due to living alone can tend to be pretty pricey. And it also all depends on which neighborhood you want to live in. I personally live in a neighborhood called Providencia in Barrio Italia, which is a really nice, fun neighborhood with a lot of restaurants and bars and stuff to do. So this does provide for a little bit more entertainment, more fun things to do, what I like to do on the weekends. However, it also costs a little bit more to live in this area because it is like a high demand, fun area to live. But you could also live in areas that are more residential, that have fewer things to do and tend to be quite a bit cheaper. They're slightly less connected usually, but the metro in Santiago is really extensive and goes to pretty much anywhere that you would live. And as far as finding housing here, so I used to live in an apartment of my own, and now I just recently moved into this house because we wanted to be in a better location with more fun things to do. And I also wanted to mention that Chile, because it is in the southern hemisphere, we are in opposite seasons right now, so if you've been noticing that I'm wearing a jacket and sweater all day, it's because it has been really cold recently because we are in the middle of winter. This also means that July, August time is a hiring season because that's halfway through the semester year for schools. But the biggest hiring season will be in February when school is about to start. I also wanted to note that I am an ITA Alumna Ambassador, and I am one of the video ambassadors, and I've been creating content about Chile, and all the content can be found on my profile about Chile right in the link here. Some of the content includes me first moving to Santiago and the process of doing that, the metro in Santiago, vacations, weekend activities, and all sorts of fun things, including a city fact sheet, everything about Santiago. I've got another big day tomorrow, so I'm going to be getting ready and going to bed fairly soon, so I'm going to be signing off, but I wanted to let you all know thank you so much, and if you have more questions, let me know. And for more pictures, information, and day-to-day events in Chile, you can follow me on my personal account at Camille13, which I will put right here, and you can message me on Facebook for questions.